Now I've got a pretty cool fly for you today, folks. If you recall the AC/DC streamer tribute series that started a few weeks ago, well, I've gotten 3 entries. 3 folks have sent me pictures. So Ralph, Kenneth, and Rod Saunders have all sent me pictures. First one I'm going to do is Rod's. Oh, before I forget, I'm having all kinds of issues with my savageflies.com domain, so a lot of the emails, I'm not sure if I've been getting them for the last couple of weeks, and I know I haven't been able to respond, so if you've sent me anything and I haven't responded recently, just bear with me, I will get through them. So this pattern, it's called the Mistress for Christmas, and it's a sleek little streamer, and I love tying and fishing sleek streamers because I'm often fishing with a 2 or 3 weight, so if I'm streamer fishing at all, it's usually some pretty light bugs. Or not bugs. I don't know why we call streamers bugs because they're really bait fish, but you know what I'm talking about. So this one, the Mistress for Christmas, which is a pretty cool AC/DC song. It's probably not one of my top 5, but I do like it, and as it's that time of year, we're going to tie this one up. Oh yeah, one more thing I should mention. Rod tied this with polar bear fur for a wing. Now I know a lot of us folks aren't going to have polar bear fur, but Rod's from British Columbia. Maybe polar bear patches are a dime a dozen up there in Canada, but I know they're not down here. Now I did have one small patch, so first one I tied, the one you're going to see in the vise at the beginning, does have polar bear fur, but the one I'm about to tie for you, I'm going to use white bucktail, which is a pretty common material that most of us have. So without further ado, Rod Saunders, Mistress for Christmas. So there it is in the vise, the second fly in our AC/DC tribute series. This one is the Mistress for Christmas. Now you'll notice that underwing right there, that is actually polar bear. And that's what Rod sent me. But if I didn't mention the intro, I'll mention it now. I'm going to tie this one with white bucktail, because I know a lot of folks are not going to have polar bear. I mean, who does? I had that one small patch from a bear killed prior to 1972, which I guess makes it legal. So that is a size 6, 3 extra long barbless streamer hook with 140 denier thread. And first thing I'm going to catch in, it's a rib. And Rob used an oval gold tinsel. I'm going to use a flat Lagarton, which is actually a metal tinsel, but I like it. It's got these little crinkles in it right there. Just looks pretty cool. And the only oval I had was a little bit small for a big streamer like this, so I'm making another substitute right here. We'll go with that right there. Bring your thread back up. Now we're going to catch in the tail. And the tail, green crystal flash. This is 5 strands right here. I'm going to fold it over, and I want to catch it in up front so I can thicken my body up just a little bit. So let's just fold this over. This is actually 10 strands now that I have 5 folded in half. We'll do a little pinch wrap up here. Make sure I got them all, and I think we did. So just, you can do loose open wraps going right here. This is giving us a little bit thicker of a body. Just watch the point of your hook right there. And we'll trim those to size here before we're done. Let's go ahead and take our thread back up front, catch in some black floss. And this is a black floss here. This one actually isn't much thicker than a 240 or 140 or a 210 thread, but it'll cover our body. So we're just going to catch it in up front, wrap it all the way to the back. Now take our thread back up here. We're leaving maybe a couple eye links back. I got a little fuzz right there, but we'll probably bury that. Now just take your time and wrap this up. Just watch the point of your hook. Try to let it lay flat. I'll speed this up so you don't have to watch the next minute of me wrapping this. But one thing to keep in mind, if it's a little bit lumpy, don't worry about it. We can hide a lot of it with this tinsel we're going to wrap up for the rib. Okay, I think that's enough. Let's go ahead and catch this off. And just like lumps, if you got a little thread sticking out right there, you can try to trim that or not worry about it. We'll see if we just happen to flatten it out when we get this tinsel wrapped up. We might very well flatten it. And if not, then, oh well, we could trim it or not worry about it. But up to you how close together you want these. Just depends on how much gold flash you want in this thing. Okay, that's enough right there. Let's catch this off. And one thing I usually do with a tinsel like this, or even a mylar, I will fold it back over and a few wraps right there, just to make double sure that it's not going to slip out on me. Now let's take care of this tail. I've got one crazy one sticking up. I'm going to trim that because I don't think I would ever get that one laying flat. So let's just cut this to size right here. And I guess your preference how long you want it, but I want it, you know, kind of significant right there. Now let's go with some white bucktail. I got a medium tuft here in my stacker. Okay, that's stacked pretty well. All right, measure our lengths. I'm gonna say back there about midway down that tail. Spin my thread clockwise, cord it up a little bit so I can get a tight bite right here. Now one thing you can do when you're doing any bucktail, you can just lift it up if you want, put a wrap up underneath it, wedge it right up in there, and then you can go back to your side and then one more underneath. And let's see here. Now we're going to keep it from spinning around. We'll get it propped up there on the top. Just be careful, you don't want it flared up too much. You don't want it laying too flat either. I think we're going to be fine right there. Now for a topping, just 8 or so strands of regular crystal flash. Let's put this on right here, and this one, it looks like it's going to be going all over the place on us, and that's fine. Let's go ahead and catch this off, a few wraps right here. Okay, that's sticking up, but I like it. We'll snip this, and now we're going to do a throat and then finish this big head. And throat, just some red strung saddle hackle. And according to Rod's fly, it was pretty long. So, you know, 15 or 20 strands right here. And do a little pinch wrap right there. See what we got. Is that going to be long enough? Oh yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. All right, couple more strands or wraps to really lock it. And then just try to snip it off up front here. Now let's see if we can clean up that mess of a head we got going. Maybe just right back up to the eye and then try to ramp it back up. Maybe go a little bit further back. Okay, I've got that red going a little bit close to the body, but I think we're going to be just fine. Let's go ahead and whip finish it. And there we go, the Mistress for Christmas. Just a little head cement or UV resin on that right there. We got a pretty snazzy, cool looking sleek streamer. So that's it, my friends. I appreciate you watching. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time.